a victim. So I definitely am interested in what's being said here. John, can you expound on that, please?
Thanks. When we left the city and I moved to the farm, and I grew up at the farm, I was the youngest and smallest kid in the class, and I was a city slicker out in the farm with all these big farm boys who used to beat up on me all the time because I was from the city. So, even though we were the same color, I know exactly what it feels like to be the underdog. And my whole life I've actually been fighting for the underdogs. I'm going to read you a little quote I'm quite proud of here. It says, John rises to the occasion, quietly gets the job done, and is a true champion of the underdog. And this came from Greg Humphreys, chair of the Taxi Commission, who I used to fight with all the time when I was the alderman. So I'm actually really proud that he would write such a thing. The reality is, for me, I don't care, where people come from. I think it's an asset that we have people from all over the place. I don't care what color people are. We're all just people. And I think we should all just be treated equally and get along equally. And I'm not naive enough to think that for 1 minute that's an easy thing to accomplish. And I can tell you I have worked on some absolute horror stories. I could tell you about the employee at the City of Calgary Electric Department. He was the only black guy working there for some years. When he came to see me, this was a broken man. He was having to take drugs to deal with his mental anguish. And it was a horrible situation. And I fought hard to try and turn all of that around. Because there are stories like this in our city, and they do need to be addressed. And somebody has to fight to stop all of this inequality. But at the end of the day, you have to think in positive directions. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to move it forward? The reality is to get an inclusive society. You help everyone bring value. You help everyone shine. I said, arts and culture and music, that's one of my big goals as mayor, is to create a really thriving, grassroots arts, culture, and music scene. And this is an area where, musicians and artists can really shine. And they are underdogs, and they have a tough time making a living. I said, there are many opportunities. As mayor of the City of Calgary, I would most certainly advocate that the city employee workforce reflect the population of Calgary and not do it as a negative, bring people in as a positive. The reality is, with people from 150 countries, imagine if we start working on computers and teaching our young people how to get a job in Hong Kong, in Tokyo, in London, in Bombay, or anywhere on the planet, on their computers, online, but spending their paychecks in Calgary. That is a whole economic development field, a job opportunity field, all in itself. And who better than the City of Calgary, with such a diverse population, to lead the charge on creating that on planet Earth? So I see huge opportunities. I see ways that we can get a more inclusive society, and we can get everyone valued so they can shine, they can bring their talents to the table, they can show us all what they can do when given an opportunity. And that's why I get pumped about being mayor of Calgary. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And now Oscar will also share what he has to say about this issue.
Oh, thank you. Well, like I said, I traveled to over 40 countries. And let me tell you something, we are all immigrants. Black, white, blue, or whatever. Let me tell you something. When I came here, I couldn't speak English either. And I was thrown out of City Hall. It's hard. Multicultural is a problem everywhere. But we all gotta try to fit in somehow. But the solution is, we've gotta fight for truth, justice, fairness. And that's what I did. And I wanted to end. You know what karma is, what people want to do to you, it usually goes back hurting them. I believe very strongly in fighting for true justice. We all should do that. But the only way you can really do that is you need to believe. I only believe in the divine, that's my God. Everything else to me is man-made. Like religion and politics is the biggest problem in the world. Has created more wars, more shootings, more manipulation. This is part of the whole problem. Racial is used to manipulate most cases. I go to the police commission. I've been going there for years. They know me, and I heard many people speak there, all races. Tell ya, it's tough, but we all got to stand up for ourselves. And if you have the community backing you, that helps. But the reality is you and nobody else. Do the best you can. And what else can I say? As a mayor, I would treat everybody equal. This is my view. This is the way this is what I believe in. Color, race, black, white, we're all equal in a creative value. This is my feeling. So everybody, to me, will be treated equally. What more can I say? Thank you.